spirit. They are not dead yet. Doorway denied by the frag. 6 seconds. Magic's. That's it. Not his.
Good times. Do you remember the G2 glory days? The team that, as long as the stars aligned and Modesty carried, could be title contenders at any tournament? The average CS player's attention span probably doesn't, but I do. But like any good old-fashioned divorce, a rich Saudi prince came along and promised he could treat the love of G2's life better than they can. And just like that, beloved children Nico and Monse were never to be seen again. Nico was left in awe from the year-long psyop they ran on him, plastering his face across every billboard in Saudi Arabia during the Esports World Cup. And Monse, clearly suffering with parental abandonment issues, jumped ship the second he could go for a milk run himself. Since then, results in the G2 camp going through absolute painstaking withdrawals have taken a bit of a nosedive.
Stutza pokes out ahead, Stutza checked down by Truba. And they're gonna get them both. No, they're gonna get Stutza for embellishment.
Failing to make playoffs in their past 2 events, since Monse jumped ship to play with 0.9 rating Masterclass Nico. But after countless, agonizing hours and sleepless nights analyzing horrific G2 games, I have found the absolute definitive solution to saving this G2 roster from years of mediocrity. So sit back, relax, grab a bag of crispers, and take in what will be the next Counter-Strike team to pull off an era of their own. G2. Number 1. Snax.
Yo!
No siema dziku, co tam, kooperat?
Can you say G2CS?
To just Snax. Does find one. Oh, no. Let's not leave him out of this. The Big Apple and Snax is hungry. He's got 1 kill already on the USP. Low HP as well on Guardian and Flamey. He's trying to bait them out, trying to get them into one-on-ones as he dances back and forth between the box. What a shot on Simple! Oh, Guardian, bye-bye! And it's on to Flamey. He's tapped it. Flamey's got a view! What in God's name is that from Snax? Unbelievable!
When you look at your average successful Counter-Strike roster, what do you really notice? And I'm not talking about the Star Opper, the boastful entry frag, and the quarterback IGL.
FaZe looks so much cleaner here.
I'm talking about their physical appearance. That's right, any good team has an obligatory big man. You've got Zpupu with Vitality stomping everyone in his path and getting his social media intern to make him seem normal online. You had 2021 Na'Vi with Boombla, sacrificing his own physical well-being to deliver Sample his one and only major before slimming down and falling into irrelevancy. And hey, you know what? You even had Virtus Pro with Snax, a man who at one point in time was considered the greatest active CSGO player. But when you look at G2, a glaring problem begins to stare you right in the face. They've got 2 absolute units. Completely unacceptable. So naturally, one of them has to go. And in a time of so much roster uncertainty, would it really make sense to flush away the tactical mastermind that has been Snax's legacy in G2?
Snax, for you, 1 game away, you got to take on FaZe Clan, who you've had some good games against. It's looked good for you, but you can see that they're different. So what do you think is going to go down today?
I mean, to beat them, we need to use special strat 12 times to the same side, and I think it's gonna work, you know?
This man was able to bring Nico and Monse to multiple trophy finishes and big LAN events, a feat that Kixon so far hasn't even come close to. And hey, while we're at it, I don't remember Monse forgetting any smoke lineups under Snax's watch. So in terms of roster construction, Snax brings in a stable IGL presence, but more of a cheeky, calm demeanor in how he carries out his gameplay. But for the second piece of this roster to lead G2 back to glory, we need someone who's outspoken, a man who isn't afraid to rile up the competition and crowd. And I've got just the man for the job. Number 2, Taz.
Allow your mid play to work right now. It's Taz. He's doing the hunter. He's doing the hunter. He's the stand-in coach doing the hunter.
Oh! He's actually found JDC. Okay, weird for the B players now. You're worried about if he could just... Oh! He's got the flag, comes in, opens up the side. It's Taz! Big man on campus. Claims the 12th round for G2.
We all collectively sat in awe watching the masterclass 10 kill performance Taz was able to put up as a stand-in with minimal practice in Astana. In fact, his performance was so remarkable that you had Hunter himself saying that he should be benched for Taz to step in. But Taz's abilities don't stop at his Mach 10 skills or even his in-depth coaching.
But we need to guys also, breathe and relax. Because we need to fucking start getting some, rounds. And we will be good.
No, his competitive edge comes from his trash talking. Now that clip's from his prime, but he's kept it up even today.
Already, like, it's fine. G2, they're not going to lose this, but...
I mean, I think that's why you see... Oh.
So when considering how fragile the average CS team is nowadays, the addition of Taz on a full-time roster spot checks off the much-needed grit and pucks-in-deep mentality we're looking for. Now up to this point, we've got Snax filling the big man role and Taz perfectly sliding into the toxic dad bod category. So to balance things out, we need to find a player who cares about his looks. Someone with absolute tree trunks for arms that can pick up the op and defy logic with the shots he's hitting. So I pulled out the rotary dial and found a man who's looking to come out of retirement to make this dream roster come true. Number 3, Pasha biceps. Biceps will always be with you. We've all got that one friend that we queue up with. Maybe he lies in bed covered in chips while gaming, or is no more than the armchair general. But regardless of which, he finds a way into your lobby. And despite him dropping 4 kills and whiffing the easiest shot of his life, you still keep him around. Well, that's Pasha for this roster.
Yes, my friend.
A commanding presence, a force to be reckoned with on stage, his broken English demanding to be heard.
Yes, my friend. Let's fuck them.
You are not my friend. You are my brother, my friend.
Let's fuck them. Yeah, I say let's fuck them. It's fuck them. It's normal, my friend. When I say something, it's say something. Give me this bibanator.
But this piece of the roster is more about the glue than anything. And a man with a proven track record of getting snacks in the gym where the IGL is time to get the blood pumping, reflect, and make some strats will help keep their playbook fresh. Plus, when this roster gets announced and sponsors start dropping like flies, it's important to have a player who's self-sufficient enough to just bike everywhere we need to be. Now you might be thinking to yourself, this roster seems foolproof so far. But if you're saying that, you're missing a massive element. It's all bark, no bite. Snax is a softie at size and heart, Taz just loves to run his mouth, and Pasha is only built for bodybuilding competitions. All show, nothing more. So we need someone with a little bit of bite in their game. A man when the going gets tough won't be afraid to let Pasha know his whiffs aren't cutting it.
Oh shit, my friend.
Someone who is sick and tired of just putting the fries in the damn bag and biting his lip. Number 4, Bialy.
Widziałem jednego domek. Ginę.
Oh, Bialy. Sunken into the depths of Polish FPL, streaming for 200 viewers, and McDonald's #1 employee 3 months in a row and counting. How the mighty have fallen. But playing in the trenches for the likes of Furry Fury and fishing for a living has started to pay dividends, because the G2 Alliance needs you. Now a traditional toxic player might be brewing a storm in all chat or screaming at the competitors on LAN, but no, not our Bialy. We need that self-hatred kind of toxicity that he brings to not only motivate himself to perform better, but really stir the pot for when the next Mercedes incident drops. Is he bound to eventually tear this roster apart? Absolutely. Is he nothing more than a ticking time bomb? Yes.
Smokuję.
Nie, no po... Po co kurwa, byśmy go spalili i zabili? Ciszej, dostał chyba CT. Nie no,
But you can't get to the absolute top without making enemies along the way, and that's a price we're willing to pay. Now to really ensure that this roster doesn't falter to the likes of Donk, a man who's just built on toxicity and not caring himself,
You got no emotion on your face when they cheer you like that. You don't like it?
I don't care, to be honest.
We need a man who one-ups the young prodigy. A man wasting his never-ending prime as a bench boss. And not only that, the only man to ever be named HLTV's Player of the Decade. Number 5.
They have 2 smokes left, and that's a really big problem for Neo because he has a Molotov, and I bet he would love to use it to buy time, but they've already smoked out the bomb. There's another headshot coming through. He'd have to go for the ace clutch into winning the semi-finals here, looking for another spray. Neo's going to get it. He goes for more. Spray for the one. He's out of bullets. Neo! Are you kidding me? He picks it up. Ace clutch right into the grand finals.
The one. When all the chips are down and the game is all tied up in the dying moments, who do you turn to? The toxic one? The flexer? The quote-unquote IGL? No. You look at Neo. Not because you're afraid, not because you have to, but because you know what's about to come out of his mouth is the difference between life and death. When the lights are at their brightest, Neo never once took his foot off the gas. The years upon years of pressure and experience has crafted a man made of diamonds, a gemstone ready to last forever. We all saw how many people went crazy at the return of Simple, a man who only came back when his bank account started dwindling.
Shut the fuck up, you.
Just imagine how the world will take it when the greatest to ever plug the mouse in is ready for glory yet again. There you have it. The very roster just itching to reach the pinnacle of competition in Counter-Strike. Now I may be getting ahead of myself, but I've gone ahead and included mock footage of what it will look like when they win the next major. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and swap out the name G2 for Virtus Pro. It just fits this team better. Because when Counter-Strike needed them most, the Polska Górum Plow was here to deliver. Toot my horn, out.
I didn't think about that actually. Maybe. I mean, like overall, my plan is slowly getting into G2. Now I just need to call Pasha, Bialy, and Neo, and we're back, you know.